Hey guys, how's it going today? So this is just going to be like a quick 1-minute update because sometimes I find a lot of things to talk about that I can't necessarily put it in a tweet or like a short video on my phone there. So I just want to talk to you guys about a sideways trend, alright? So this is clearly a sideways trend. I'm sure you guys would agree with me, right? But the way we try to see which way it's more leaning towards, whether it's up or down, whenever it's sideways, is by looking at the RSI. It gives us a general gauge of strength over time. So if you look right here, what you'll see very clearly is bearish divergence, right? You guys know this shape, what it is, right? This is a descending triangle right here. So whenever we get a descending triangle, it implies that we're getting a series of lower highs, as you guys can see right there, right? And we're getting a series of the same lows, same low, and also the same low right there. So eventually, you got to think of this, okay? If it's constantly defending here at the bottom and it keeps pushing lower and lower and lower, would it eventually just want to break down, right? You have to think of it like that, where the bottom side is constantly trying to defend and attack, right? But the top side is always attacking in general. So if we don't have any force to go upwards, then usually what ends up happening is it breaks downwards. So this is a descending triangle on the 30-minute RSI that's been forming since about 6 in the morning. So it's been forming for about, 11, 12 hours there about. Now, it doesn't always mean that it's going to break down. Don't get me wrong at all, okay? It doesn't always mean it's going to break down, but there's a strong chance that it might. And that's how we try to look for bearish signs. So just overall as well, whoops, let me just refresh this page right here. What we can also notice on the 45-minute chart, because we cannot seem to get any more strength to go upwards, what we're seeing is on the 45-minute chart right here, there's almost a crossover that's about to happen, right? We see this histogram. Well, that's really weird. Do you guys see this right here on the right side sometimes? There we go. What we see is in about how many minutes? In 32 minutes here, there's a possible chance for a MACD crossover right here coming in, right? So I'm going to produce a lot of these lesson type videos for you guys as well, just throughout the day. This way, you can reflect on it, you can think on it. And this is the histogram. Notice how the histogram is about, like $3.5, a tick away from getting to the zero negative zone. Well, let's see what happens when it actually ends up crossing over. See, whenever the MACD crosses over, there's a strong chance that the market will rally towards that particular direction. So right now, I am actually seeing a lot more bearish signs than bullish signs, okay? Let me just give you a quick idea of how the level 2 looks as well so we can read it. So we're looking at the level 2. We were clearly above the 550, 560, 570 range, right? But now we're trending below the 8500 range, right? And another bear sign, oh, I pointed out already, never mind, is, just, whoops, right here, we can say that it's losing strength, right? Like here, it double peaked out. Here, it's definitely losing strength. Even though the price action is lower, we're still losing our side momentum on a 45-minute chart, right? So that's really important to make note of as well. We're almost at the point where this is going to double bottom out. Will this end up downtrending, right? So my bearish scenario, it still stands, and my bullish scenario stands as well if we end up trending well above, 87, 88, 8900. I'm expecting it to get to a possible 86 or 8700, right? But if it goes to 8900, then my bearish scenario is completely off the table entirely, okay? Now, if we break below 8400 range, then my bearish scenario will actually be back on the table right there. So we just look on a lot of these indicators, right? We're just seeing it kind of trend downwards right now with no visible sign of support yet. So on the 5-minute chart, we are starting to, or the 15-minute chart, we are starting to lose strength. We're finally touching the 55 EMA here on the 15-minute chart. Now on the 5-minute chart, we're getting closer and closer to actually closing below. If you guys make note of this, right? Now, doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but what we're seeing is the 55 EMA looks like it's about to be above all of them, and now we're going to trend lower, right? That's how it looks like to me. This is on an uptrend, how it looks, okay? The yellow, orange, purple, blue. This goes from the 8, 13, 21, and the 55 moving average. Make sure you guys are taking a look at my videos to learn how to read these exponential moving averages. Right now, we kind of went below it, bounced back up, hit it, bounced up, hit it, bounced up. Think of this as an elastic band. And as an elastic band, what it does is the further away it moves from it, the more likely it is to snap back to it eventually, right? Notice how it always snaps back to it eventually, right? And now if it's on the lower side and the candles are on the upside, that means that it's more bullish. If the moving averages are more so on the top side and the candles are on the bottom side, then it's more bearish, right? So here we're just seeing it fighting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth right now. We look at the price action, right? And there's really sideways movement. But what we're seeing is that the bulls are starting to slowly just get chipped away by the bears here, where the bears did actually push it all the way down to 84.50 right here, right? So they've actually pushed it down a fairly significant amount. And what we're seeing right here, just on the very short term, is that if you look right here, this candle is kind of a rejection to the upside, right? So we see it pushing through the 55 EMA. Now it's bouncing down. So I just want to give you guys a super quick update with where I'm standing on it right now, because sometimes when we see major signs, I want to point it out for you guys, right? And just in the super duper short video here for you. So anyways, these are my thoughts. Unless we break out of here, guys, okay, keep this in mind, okay? Unless we actually break out of here right now, out of this trend line resistance, or this triangle, basically this descending triangle, I see no reason for it to be bearish. But keep in mind, like, try practicing it, guys. Try drawing this line, right? This trend line support and resistance. If it breaks up or if it breaks down, see for yourself if there's an actual noticeable change whatsoever, all right? So anyways, I just want to give you guys a quick update. Bye now.